At this time, I would ask for everyone to stand for the presentation of colors and the Pledge of Allegiance. Nice and loud.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. You may be seated. At this time, it is my honor to introduce Freshman Academy Assistant Principal, Mr. James Lee Warble.
Good morning, Warriors, families, and friends. We are so glad that you are here today. We want to take a moment to recognize some special guests with us to share in this great occasion. We have Emily Masters, Board of Education, Chief Renita Perry, Office of Innovation, Dr. Felicia Everson-Tuggle, our Executive Director of Schools, and Casey Winfrey, Executive Director of School Support. Thank you for joining us today in this awesome occasion.
I'm very proud to be able to announce our salutatorian, Michaela Inman.
Good morning, family, friends, staff, and most importantly, graduates. I'm not going to take up much of your time, but for the moment I have you, I want you to do something for me. Take a moment, close your eyes, and think. What is success? What does success look like to you? How would the road you take to get there look? I can almost guarantee that majority of you in this room only thought about the positive things and didn't think about the number of bumps in the road and the number of detours you would have to take or anything else that represents a setback that will more than likely occur before you reach your destination. Several greet failure before they can even capture a glimpse of success. For example, Oprah Winfrey, LeBron James, Walt Disney, Isaac Newton, and more. Failure plays a major role in being successful. Don't try to cast it out or let it affect your progress. Embrace it and use it to your advantage. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. I know most of you have heard the saying, practice makes perfect. Some may agree and some may not. I'm amongst those who don't agree. I feel that it should more so be along the lines of how practice makes room for improvement. Perfection is an unrealistic standard set by society that should be removed from one's mindset. I want you to leave here today realizing that no matter what you may believe, success first begins when you ditch the idea of perfection and realize how significantly beneficial your flaws and your progression are in whatever you set out to do. Personally, without the flaws in my athletic progression that pushed me to work harder, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to earn the 8 awards I did this year alone. Academically, the inclusion of flaws were subtle, but either way, I worked those mistakes to be able to stand before you today in this position. As I reach the conclusion, I would like to give thanks to all my supporters who believed in me from the beginning in every way. My family, friends, coaches, teachers, and even the IB prisoners themselves. And because this is my last hurrah, I want to give a special shout out to one of my favorite supporters, Stephen Allman, who stepped in and stepped up and impacted me more than anyone else I could have ever known. Thank you.
And now, the class of 2023 valedictorian, Galilea Ramirez.
Good morning, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. I am honored and blessed to stand before you today as a valedictorian of the class of 2023. Today is a special day as it marks the beginning of a new chapter in all of our lives. Upon leaving this very auditorium, we will commence our lives as young high school graduates who have the potential to do anything. Our past 4 years have led us to this moment, so let us reflect on the experiences that led us here. We began our high school experience as bright-minded, energetic people. We had so much hope and desire to be great. Unfortunately, the pandemic cut our freshman year short and robbed us of some of the majority, and for some, the entirety of our sophomore year. This led to different difficulties, including virtual school. This shift in experience robbed some of us of that initial hope and desire we had to be great. However, no matter how hard things became, no matter how anxious or scared we were, no matter how impossible it seemed, we persevered. We overcame all the obstacles before us. We stood tall as the odds were stacked against us, and we came back our junior year stronger than ever. That ability to persevere is what has led to the success of everyone here today and is the source of our future success. Regardless of our abilities, we would not be where we are today if not for the support of our teachers, families, and friends. I want to say a special thank you to Ms. Ashby Bowes and Mr. Brandon Peters. Thank you both for serving as my backbone and supporting me these past 4 years. I would also like to thank my fellow IB diploma and certificate members. Thank you all for giving me a safe space to grow, be myself, and for supporting me in every decision I made, regardless of how stupid or unreasonable it may have been. I hope our friendships continue to flourish as we go on in life. También quiero tomar un momento para agradecer a mi familia. Sé que no he sido la hija o la hermana perfecta, pero ustedes siempre me apoyaron y nunca perdieron fe en mí. And lastly, I want to thank my biggest supporter, my father, who is watching me right now from heaven. I would not be where I am today without the desire of making him proud. With that being said, I know the same holds true to all of my fellow graduates. I know there are people in this world and the world beyond you want to make proud. So shoot for the stars, aim for the moon, and be the best versions of yourselves you can be. Congratulations to the class of 2023. Thank you.
Graduates, today marks the end of 2,340 days of K-12 education. In that time, you've taken thousands of tests, done hundreds of projects, and given dozens of oral reports. You've worked hard, and today is the reward for all that hard work. But you're not alone. The first day of kindergarten, you were greeted by a tall person with a warm smile who welcomed you to school. That teacher and 57 other teachers who have guided you along the way get to share in your success and your joy today. Please give them a round of applause. But you had other teachers as well, life's most important teachers. These are the people who taught you to walk, drove you to extracurricular activities, encouraged you to be all you could, and have been your most important advocates. These are the people who have dedicated the last 2 decades of their lives to making sure today happened for you. Although we focus on graduates, we also need to have a grateful heart and thank all of the people who helped us get here today. Let's give them a round of applause. You walk off this stage today and on to your next adventure. You have nearly limitless opportunities with all doors open to you. Don't forget the people who help you celebrate today. Your family and friends who applaud your accomplishment will miss you deeply as you go out into the big wide world. Remember to return home often, because the sooner you learn that no success you earn in the outside world will be more important than the love of those who matter most to you, the happier your life will be. The secret of life is not found in a position or a salary or a pedigree. The best parts of your life will be the moments you share with those you love. When you cross that stage in a few minutes, those who love you will get to experience one of those important moments for them that they've been imagining their entire life. Today is your official transition to adulthood. Just as you have left the vocabulary of infancy behind and have little use for pacifiers and diapers, you may find that there are terms you may never hear again, like SSA, ISS, and restricted lunch volunteers. Those are terms for children, and as the newest Warrior alumni, we welcome you to the adult side of the world. A warrior is one who is engaged energetically in an activity or cause. You are a warrior. You'll always be a warrior. I am personally very proud of this graduating class as you head off to college, military service, and the world of work. This group is incredibly special because they have set a new Hunters Lane record of earning $9.3 million in scholarships. This is 34% more than earned just 5 years ago and almost 70% more money than earned 10 years ago. I am proud to have been your principal and am grateful for the role that Hunters Lane High School faculty has played in your journey. Miss Masters, the records of these students have been duly examined and found to be in accordance with the laws of the great state of Tennessee and the policies of the Metropolitan Nashville public school system. I am proud to recommend the class of 2023 of Hunters Lane High School for graduation. I certify that each graduate has completed all the requirements necessary to receive a high school diploma with all the rights, responsibilities, and privileges bestowed upon each graduate. Who's ready to graduate? Everybody take your spot.
Galilea Estefania Ramirez, valedictorian. Michaela Victoria Inman, salutatorian. Adrian Aguari Lopez. Jesus Daniel Almanza. Christina Alonso. Olga Elizabeth Alvarado Diaz. Dylan Asbury. Zanaya Ashley. Jose Daniel Ayala Vasquez. Lemarius Andre Barton. Alexis Gloriana Blair Edgen. Ishmael Bonelli Rodriguez. Sienna Maisha Bowser. Alexander William Bird. Brian E. Stewart Cal Garcia. Vladimir Canales. Brianna Elizabeth Chavez. Dina Chimpe. Radrika Jemiah Clark. Shemaiah Miche Cole. DeMontez LaShawn Covington. Rakaya Darvin. Nicole Delphine Jimenez. John Jerome Diaz. Jasmine Nishanti Duncan. Kayla Estrada Rodriguez. Khalees Sequin Fulson Mannery. Estefan Garcia. Luisa Lucia Garcia Gonzalez. Malik Khalil Glenn. Jacqueline Godinez. Marissa Dean Godwin. Mauricio Gonzalez Perez Jr. Raymond Dominique Hawkins. Michelle Hernandez. Kanaya Marie Holt. Cheyenne Renee Lynn Ingram Poole. Nagwa Jock. DeQuarion Amante Jones. Jameer Jones. Kyleo Jones. Safi Laraverdi. Noah Ryan Leftwich. Scott Christopher Liebert. Yasser Leva. Andre Lewis. Daniela Lozano. Anaya Shanye Lytle. Leandria Marquez. Lucelina Martin. Avery Chanel Matthews. Sierra Triana Matthews. Marquise Dion McDowell. Shantasia Nicole McMurray. Jason Mister. Jaden Christopher Mitchell. Luis Montreso Jr. Yester Alexander Moreno Velasquez. Sophia K. O'Neill. Amari Elise Packer. Josefina Paez. Elmer Paredes Ovio. Nevea Marie Parrish. Jose Perez. Hallie Madeline Potter. Juana Rosa Primero Lopez. Nicholas Benjamin Pulley. Luke Anthony Ritchie. Miriam Riziki. Sophia Natalie Rodriguez. Noah Mark Antonio Rojas. Alejandro Romo Guzman. Shannon Ashley Caroline Turner. Demija Lachey Ruffin. David Antonio Saldana. Betsy Sandoval Ortuno. Adir Sandoval Santiago. Anna Rosa Santiago Garcia. Antoinette Dolores Santino. Emily Serrano Ortiz. Clavon DeRay Smith. Lily Smith. Owen McKelvey Smith. Emily Soto Martinez. Brady Edward Stahl. Julia Eunice Tobar Ruiz. Celso Torres. Rafael Torres. Calvin Torres Palmacy. John Thomas Vereen. Josiah Kendrick Villalobos. Jolette Villanueva Govea. Megan Bridget Warwick. James DeMichael Warthall. Van Martavius Webster. Zanaya Zykia Lachey Webster. Alfonso Freddie Wesby IV. Dewan Kimani Williams. Tamara Chantel Wilson. Tremaya Ayana Wilson. Jessica Nicole Alarcon. Rawan Hisham Al-Nimri. Yari Dayanara Amaya Hernandez. Ryan Simone Anderson. Ruby Ann Anderson. Ivana Cecilia Ardon Moran. Anaya Annette Armstrong. Amity Baucom. Dakisha Jakaya Bell. Anya Soheda Benitez Velasquez. Jessica Berber. Kimberly Danielle Brown. Kataya Kaysen. Siobhan Takara Ada Harmony Clark. Micah Shea Cole. Loselina Yamilet Cruz. Zulima Cruz Bernal. Stephanie Alexandra Cuellar. Tommy Watson Danner Jr. Cortasia Monique Darvin. Anthony Darnell Davis Jr. Antonia Larita Davis. Jasmine Michelle Davis. Anthony Misael Dubon. Zamaya Lakiria Dunn. Anaya Monet Eason. Brandon Michael Edmondson Jr. Mugisha Imable. Jami Espinoza Soto. Michelle Ann Floyd. Destiny Anastasia Freeman. LaDawn Gabler. Aileen Garcia. Andrea Helena Gartiz Ortiz. Krista Bray Gibson. Ixelinai Gonzalez Gate. Sonia Manuela Gonzalez Ramirez. Isabella Itzel Grant. Chloe Opal Hall. Quantavion DeAndrick Hall. Tiana Johnae Hamilton. Malik Nazir Kwali Harrell. Joshua Ryan Hatley. Jose Luis Hernandez Ramirez. Cavarius Sanchez Holt. Haley Houchin. Pedro Luis Juarez Rodriguez. Xavier Centil Kindle. Aaliyah Desiree Landaverde. Johnny Cruz Lara. Kevin Wayne Lawrence. Hunter Morgan LaBelle. Angel Adolfo Lopez Milan. Osman Rodolfo Lopez Milan. Kyra Janae Lucius. Manuel Alexander Messiah. Azaria Marie Nichelle Matthews. John Paul Mayberry. Jakiria Renee Mays. Angel James McDaniel. Lanija McQuitty. Nelson Orlando Miranda. Anna Laura Morales Hernandez. Roxana Charlene Morales Alejandro. Paris Lachey Nixon. Hind Jamil Ahmed Patty. Ali Pascual. Anna Primero Callo. Haley Quinn. Nanahi Amelia Ramirez. Brian Ramirez Sanchez. Juan Francisco Ramos Garcia. Ramon Jaquel Ricard. Tavon Carlos Robinson. Rivaldo Rodriguez Amaro. Kenyane Janice Rollins. Adriana Rosales Rivera. Stephen Urel Saltos. Herrick Sanchez Guevara. Tania Rihanna Sanders. Mackenzie Shepard. Tinashe Idir Talley. Elijah Giovanni Tarantola. Siani Monet Thompson. Patrick Dwayne Thompson II. Danielle Marie. Tequila Delise Truitt. Avon Sunsuk Urias. Kalaya Michelle Vaughn. Alexis Ventura Campos. Derek Ari Wisnat Jr. Nevea Victoria Yokley. Eric Zuniga. Zalala Idris Abdullah. Jakari Nelson Adams. Jose Ivan Aguilar Velasquez. Demias T. Anglin. Jonathan Alexander Aquila. Brian Tara Marie Ashley. Aiden Kai Atkinson. Markelvian Centel Beasley. Tyler Keith Bishop. Dakota Jade Blackledge. Lanaya Nicole Brooks. Omarion Romond Brooks. Destin Lamont Brown Henry. Samuel Cabanas. Victor Daniel Cahabon Rodriguez. Frater Antonio Calo Ramirez. Ruben Carapia Nieto. Jaquise Dwayne Cartwright. Dominica Michaela Celia Sarmiento. Kesia Chapman. Lavina Aquarius Cheek. Sofia Jimenez Cortez Godinez. Cesar Cruz Pedroza. Isaiah Silas De Leon. John Wayne Dixon. Luis Antonio Duran Reyes. William Anthony Noah Ellis. Marquitha Renee Ann Everson. Kevin Farias Martinez. Diani Farouk. James Hassan Featherman. Scavion Tiante Felton Williams. Esther Feza. Giovanni Figueroa Cortez. Victoria Denise Fiti. Gustavo Flores Hernandez. Jose David Fuentes. Emily Johanna Garcia. Mirili Anali Garcia Hiron. Emily Lauren Garcia Guzman. Benjamin Xavier Gleaves. Ivan Antonio Gonzalez Calderon. Kalia Mache Gregory. Santos Gabriel Guerrero. Fabio Jair Guzman Banegas. Jeremiah Ladon Henry. Edward Hernandez. Gary Omar Herrera. Jaquan Kentrell Hodges. Anthony Hooks. Erica Huerta Juarez. Julian Hughes. Tamontes Michael Hurt. Alana Michelle James. Juan Luis Geronimo Ahulip. Jaden Avion Johnson. Tyresha Antoinette Lachey Johnson. Jabrari Kishan Jones. Carlos Jones. Ashley Johanna Leva Barahona. Merlene Diana Leva Barahona. Lourdes Eleni Lopez Castillo. Randy Brent Lopez Ramos. Lillian Lozano. Lisbeth Hernandez. Luis Ricardo Magallanes Bellerin. Keandre Joshan Majors Lawrence. Aliana Nicole McClendon. Lamaya Lynn McQuitty. Dewanielle Miller. Jalen Maurice Miller. Jean-Pierre Moyes. Emiliano Montano. Amari Isaiah Morris. Chandler Muse. Angie Michelle Ordonez Barona. Roberto Carlos Ortiz Ramirez. Kanaya Sade Owens. David Giovanni Perez Mendez. Cortez Lamont Perkins. Josh Polito. Josias Primero Lopez. Jessica Lorena Primero. Emily Alejandra Kila Mejia. Jonathan Otillo Ramirez Hurtado. Litzy Nicolette Ramos Aguilar. Brian Jose Reyes Torcios. Jacelyn Elizabeth Roque. Estacy Rodas de Jesus. Brian Alexander Rodriguez. Adela Leticia Ruiz. Jacob Stephen Rutherford. Ingrid Guadalupe Sanchez Perez. Jalen Wanye Sanford. Eric Dion Seals. Chandler Peyton Sears. Matthew Scott Suksengwa. Caleb Ty Schiabro. Josephine Sumayed. Narissa Lynn Taylor. Tony Ajane Teasley. Petronia Telator Santiago. Zachariah Derico Tig. Julissa Elizabeth Trejo. Brian Trujillo. Jose Armando Ventura. Bianca Marie Villavos. Ezel Walker. Zykeus Khalil Walker. Zion Amiria Walker. Maggie Wang. Othello Williams.
I am now proud to present your Board of Education representative to confer diplomas, Miss Emily Masters.
On behalf of the Metropolitan Nashville Board of Education, it is my honor to certify this graduation process and the awarding of high school diplomas to the 2023 graduates of Hunters Lane High School. I further attest the students receiving these diplomas today have met or exceeded all graduation requirements mandated by Metro Nashville Public Schools and the State of Tennessee Department of Education. The Board of Education congratulates the students and their family members. It has been an honor to have you in our schools, and we wish each of you the best in your future endeavors.
And now for the changing of the tassel, Mr. Harned.
Seniors, let me just go over something real quickly with you. You know, I know that today is a universal truth that all of us will have to go through at one time or another, whether we like it or not, and that is eventually everything comes to an end. As much as you've looked forward to this day, you've probably had a lot of times in your life where you disliked endings. Like obviously probably end of July, 1st of August when summer vacation's over, or when you part ways with a close friend. But endings are inevitable. And as the summer leaves start to fall off trees and you say goodbye to your friends, today is another one of those days where you are faced with the fact that you are at an inevitable spot and you're going to have to say goodbye. Today you are saying goodbye to what has been familiar to you for the last 4 years. You are moving on. But just because you're moving on, a part of you will always remain with Hunters Lane High School. So now, seniors, we're down to one last official act that's remaining to complete this graduation ceremony. Hunters Lane class of 2023, will you please stand? Now, before we close this ceremony, I want you to look around. and remember the faces of your classmates that you see today. You have been a part of each other's lives for many years, and now it is time for each of you to travel separate paths. You came in today as high school seniors, but now you become a part of a 37-year legacy of alumni of Hunters Lane High School. So at this time, seniors, I need you to do this for me. Take your tassel in your right hand and move it to the left. Congratulations, class of 2023.